You may not know it, but the plastic toy your child is playing with could contain lead. Lead is a highly toxic chemical that can be fatal, especially to children. No amount of lead exposure is safe for the human body. According to UNICEF, lead exposure is responsible for nearly 1.5% of annual global deaths. The global fight against lead is far from over. And in Bhutan, the battle is just beginning. Lead can be found in many things, perhaps in the glass of water you drink, the plates you eat from, or the coma passed down from your ancestors. Unless you test for lead, its presence often goes unnoticed. But it has lifelong consequences on both mental and physical abilities, particularly on children. Bhutan conducted its first ever national blood lead level survey in 2024. More than 3,000 children between 1 to 6 years were tested. The results were alarming. 3 out of every 4 children had high levels of lead in their blood. Lead was found in everyday kitchen utensils, in spices, and even religious items. From among the 20 districts, Darana recorded one of the highest numbers of children with lead exposure. In 𝗟𝗲𝗃𝗃, its 40-year-old cub, 𝗟𝗲𝗱 has made it his personal mission to protect his community, starting from his home.
𝗪𝗲𝗃𝗃 tani de ha jongdarchi len telephale goada te didim sumgi nalu ngache hatule leshum len tinatuni lege duge khabgi pha statistics la ngache ni duge khabgi ta jongkha gredenalu te 𝗪𝗃𝗃 ibigi demo 𝗪𝗃𝗃 alugi thanalu te ani sipche bewdalu gadimchi bina kar khasel be phalu ngachelu chembel phidela ani bewdalu chage chi lain se sunibila ani bewdalu ngachregi maung pagi alu desu ngarai alu ila alu phami ani bewdalu dangpa te an nengkha du ta anjum chala desu lalen thabi tu be sela be dangpa ngai chim na be te na ja sang chi kha tin di be se sunibi.
He has replaced all his kitchen utensils with lead-free items. He intends to gradually remove all household items that could contain lead to protect his 2 children. Moreover, he has also been educating his fellow villagers about the dangers of lead exposure. But lead doesn't stop at home. It can hide in places where children spend most of their time, in schools and ECCDs.
ngagi hemadi namsamichi ani lead the haibdal yentin gane mela mishi the indi beru te 2023 de chikalunila ani lead skiro sabich bebe te ngachi na kalizinga center na ya gombala te ani kapsulu te ngachi center na le lead ki neji mi te aluchi ngizin bila.
Since learning about lead and its dangers, Dawa and his colleagues have been putting in extra effort to protect children by focusing on hygiene.
Leads the garani hingsansabe de wala the chemchi chedigi beru the gachibe digi beru the hingsansabe jagobe de imes judola the ngachi na kalizinga aluchi jong tewana lube wachinla the aluchu the 쨘쨘베 차위 슐루 델라 찹삼탄 차위기 슐루 가랑아지기 모니터 베베 대니 알루디스 랍 추준이 있으주돌라 데 제고자 마자웨 헤마다 데자 차위 헤마 슐레야 대가지기 랍디스 추추베 데 랑레비아 대가지기 말랑람베라 자디이세 데비주닐라
In another ECCD in Daganau, along with hygiene, children are also being protected from lead through nutrition.
𝗪𝗲𝗃 kondisugi denle mamra da chimna hebda di apada ailu ba chom be ani green vegetable disu jamitu be bala te an bindi na center na kondisu green vegetable da nutrition disu thopni ki denle green day se shaje la green day se da green day nga che Wednesday na alu disu ka ragi phamgi sabji green ra ke gola dele alu sugi nail disu check chapni dele toys disu be ochin kondisu atar chemi toys di ani nga che Saturday Sunday thete ani be program yibdalu ani sanitize be chutumi disu chungla.
A healthy diet rich in iron and calcium helps block lead absorption in the body. Bhutan's journey into lead awareness started in 2018 with a study in Thimphu and Phinseling. Dr. 𝗂𝗵𝗱𝗍, an American pediatrician, was one of the core researchers. He says the study was conducted to ascertain the link between lead exposure and anemia.
We found about 52% of the kids here in Thimphu had levels of 5 or higher, and in Phinseling it was 26%. So we identified this huge problem, and then we have to start figuring out what are the sources and causes. And so over the subsequent years, we secured equipment so we could start looking for sources, and the sources didn't look anything near what sources we would have for lead in the US.
According to the National Blood Lead Level Survey, around 39% of Bhutanese children are anemic, and the risk of anemia increases as blood lead levels go up.
So basically what we'll do when we test, I will take a picture of it just so I have a visual idea in my records here as far as what it is. So I have a cute little picture of my cup. Then I can take it and I'll test the paint right along the edge here where you'd have it on your mouth.
There are currently only 2 devices in the country to measure lead content in items. The Health Ministry in recent months has started random surveying of the market with the devices. Hopefully, this will provide vital evidence to improve safety against the risks from lead. But while the government intensifies efforts to tackle lead poisoning, other heavy metals such as cadmium, mercury, and arsenic from burning wastes and vehicle pollution are quietly threatening the lives of children and adults. In Sangchilo town under 𝗂𝗲𝗃 piles of garbage in front of their shops is a daily sight. With no landfill or proper waste disposal site, the only option is to burn it. For many, this has become routine. Only a few realize that the smoke from burning waste exposes the toxic metals that can harm their health. ~60-year-old Somo says it has become a cycle of smoke, struggle, and survival for the residents.
gok machu masak potok angi krok ni pura nyai the dus ni gok chumdan nisha ni gok bu neri bu gok pere bu malala ai ba ofi me ming me bra phaiga ning khala mai ni un baza zoom tang optur ga cham ka gok ni pura rang shindan sha nisha unchagilala ni ai ga jang kira chuan bagbo ni uniana gok pi pincha ji othe neri rang kila un neri gok na ma gok cho pet pe un gok cho ni unya mangi ni ngambar kala ridi gi chong neng kala na ai bu gok ni unya chola kam ni tung tung subrang phanala unya shiri gila.
Somo is not alone in this struggle. It's 5:30 in the morning. 63-year-old Bhakta Bahadur is already up. The smell of plastic and rubber waste that drifts in from his backyard is sharp enough to sting the nose and chase away any hope of sleep. For Bhakta, this is how each day begins, not with birdsong, but with smoke.
रोका सो ओंदा बा गैस सिक पका उर्सुलगा रोका साइनस हाई दिना ओंदा बा म जेमु वक्ता बाचा वक्ति बाबू सिंगे सिंगल ओंदा बा मुगु दोक छनला नाम से रोक्ति बाबू नांग दोक पे चांसा अनि अम हांग से मार दु नि वक्ता बा आई मसेला अम सिंगे नांग दोक तो अनि.
When wastes burn, it releases smoke-carrying invisible particles. Chemicals and metals seep into the soil and water. Among them, apart from lead, mercury, arsenic, and cadmium are substances known to cause serious chronic health issues.
Waksa phamatura ditke dunya na yum na so madaw moda kwashon tan dinela aibu haikdela ta kalurang filamim la ondaka yong tekhena kun jashu ngap ka ta guk manjami lam tharing marang bungok chau no rakaro ko ba pene katun bar ta chongmeri khan ba ta brat bun chong chame agi ni thebum plastic te onda ka ba shokan ba chu ana dustbin ga po ni dustani chi phaira ga ta guk manje janya ta ni bok un ridang ga ta ga side ka chau no bungok chal niri ani pura yip chum ditke.
But even in Sangchilo, awareness is beginning to grow. Once a month, villagers come together to clean their surroundings. It's not a perfect solution, but it's a start. A small community trying to take back control of their air and health. However, it's not only waste that can be dangerous. The influence of heavy metals extends to workshop areas. A study on metal artisans in Bhutan reveals that workers in metal-related industries, such as workshops, face a high risk of exposing themselves and their families to heavy metals.
वर्कशॉप में काम करके अभी 15 years हो रहा है. तो शुरू में काम करने टाइम में हाथ लोग में थोड़ा चिल्ला के मतलब थोड़ा पिंपल जैसे निकलता था. अभी तो फिलहाल नहीं है. शुरू में फर्स्ट टाइम निकलता था, अभी नहीं है. हॉस्पिटल गया था लेकिन डॉक्टर लोग बोला है कुछ मैटर नहीं है, थोड़ा निकलेगा. अभी जैसे कि अभी तुम लोग का हैबिट होने से ऑटोमेटिक चला जाएगा बोल के बोला था. पहले मालूम नहीं था लेकिन ऑक्सीजन में घुसने का बाद में मालूम हुआ.
For many in this trade, this work is routine and the risks invisible. Heavy metals from batteries, engine oils and vehicle parts don't just settle into the surrounding, but also follows the workers to their homes, to their children and families.
अभी जो 34 जा रहा है हम लोगों का. ऐसे जो थोड़ा माथा दर्द भी होता है, ऐसा नहीं है. ज़्यादा स्किन प्रॉब्लम ज़्यादा इसमें आता है. स्किन का प्रॉब्लम आता है थोड़ा, और ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. ऐसे शुरू में होता था, ऐसे कोई पिंपल वगैरह आना हाथ में, ऐसा अभी नहीं है. अभी तो बिल्कुल नहीं है. और जो सिर दर्द है वो थोड़ा अभी जैसे अभी गैस के लिए है कि मतलब ये मतलब केमिकल के लिए है कि उसका पता नहीं चला. अभी डॉक्टर के पास गया था, वैसे कुछ नहीं बोला उन्होंने.
Cadmium, arsenic and mercury from vehicle oils and other waste get into the ground and drains, exposed to not just workers but also visitors. and even a brief visit can expose bystanders, especially children, to the invisible toxins.
Gari 𝗂𝗶𝗀 workshop ka chuknila maparang gorjongla gari 𝗂𝗶 nyom dise mangparang gorjongla workshop ka shek chune kilang ni wakcha rikphala la wakcha gari 𝗂𝗶 ham wakcha la oin thup thala khapni mapa haptu dazin anibu daziri nyathing tata changi onda ka expose andio ana chemical nangkala onegi mar regula mapa phancha anibu umtur regular anta phanmacha laniga anela char sibanga phangte sikchagidula tapthroni mapa sarang macang than dini bungi workshop ka shek kala siri dhamodo hangda karang namla ni wakcha ta chunni ngiti gyola sinjakula umabu marme marsa jawk chala fever tinyongni chadim tinyongni running nose siglan running nose tinyongni onin chojak wakcha umabula.
Global reports revealed that nearly all children breathe air exceeding safe pollution limits. The story is no different for Bhutan. Dr. Tulsi Sharma from the 𝗵𝗵𝗃𝗍𝗃 National Referral Hospital says a child is more vulnerable to heavy metals as their bodies absorb 4 or 5 times more than an adult.
These chemicals do affect children in various ways. First of all, child is growing rapidly and they absorb this chemical much at a higher rate than the adult. And the impact is some of these chemicals stay in the brain permanently and it can have developmental delays, behavioral problems, intellectuals, and it could affect multiple organ system in the body like the kidneys. So children will be really affected, and if I could specify, if there is lead poisoning in the child, it can lead to anemia.
As Bhutanese become gradually aware of the dangers posed by lead and other heavy metals, an important question arises. Are there laws and policies in place to protect Bhutanese children? Countries such as America started their fight against lead as early as the 1970s. Bhutan did its first ever national survey on lead in 2024, almost half a century later. Even so, Bhutan's baby step is a big stride among the developing countries.
And in that study and in the national survey that was done, we have much lower numbers in the south than we do here in Paro, Thimphu, Ha, these northern and western areas.
Besides the nationwide awareness campaign and the source testing, the Ministry of Health has also developed children's environment health modules for health workers. In September, during the 80th United Nations General Assembly, Prime Minister 𝗟𝗏𝗄𝗃 shared Bhutan's plan to tackle lead poisoning and also called for urgent global action.
Bhutan is committed to eliminating childhood lead exposure entirely. We will build on these actions through a national task force that will set and enforce standards for lead in products, soil, water, and the environment. We will also establish a surveillance system to test blood levels for pregnant women and children, especially in the high-risk areas. And we will continue mass awareness campaigns to prevent lead exposure, alongside education on healthy nutrition for children and pregnant women to reduce lead consumption, lead absorption.
Bhutan's pledge on the global stage mirrors the quiet work already unfolding at home, in classrooms, clinics, and communities. But the responsibility cannot rest on the government alone. It is a shared duty for families, educators, artisans, and citizens. Bhutan's fight against lead and other heavy metals has only just begun. but awareness is growing and the action has started. The future depends on what we do now, because protecting our children from invisible poisons is protecting the nation itself.